Good afternoon, evening, whatever you want to call it. That was a crazy intro. Hello on Instagram, by the way. Hello, Dave. Appreciate you being here. I know it's late back here in the UK. Welcome to Talk Wrestling here on the Jeff Beecham Network, on the Greg Cherry brand, on the No DQ channel, on the Noah Foster channel, on the Cleaver Colin Andrews channel, on, let's see, where am I at here today? On my Facebook, on the group Facebook, on my Twitter, and yes, for the first time on Instagram with the presentation of Talk Wrestling. Here he is, the shirt, the logo, everything. There it is. Try that out. See how it goes today. I've got the logo over here with the green screen, and you can see the green screen on this shot because it looks like shit. So sorry. Okay. So let me get to the comments first of all before I do anything else, because that's what I do. Hello, D. Ross. I did get your emails with the presentation we spoke about, so stand by there. No worries. Hello, Dave over there. Hello, my dear friend Christy. Good to see you. Let me just hang on. Yes, wrestling. Of course, it's wrestling, Christy. That's what it's going to be. Brendan, what's up? Yes. RIP to Brody Lee and Danny Hodge. We'll get to that momentarily. Hello in Saudi Arabia to my friend Vader. No, Michael, not new music, just a whole lot of freaking previews to go through, and I'm trying it out on the new computer for the first time. So didn't go according to plan, as it does. But that's fine. Just kind of is what it is today. I may have to switch to Chrome. I'm on what am I on right now? The hell am I on here? Microsoft Edge. So forgive me if it's shitty. CJ, RIP to both. Yes. Everything's great. CJ had a great Christmas. We'll get to that. We talked about that this morning and over the weekend on the streams. And I saw Ricky live on Instagram this morning. So thank you, Ricky, for joining in the shenanigans this morning. Let me now see what we got over here on Instagram. Chrissy's saying LOL because I'm not really looking at them, and it's funny apparently. So there we go. Where are we at here on the comments? How do I make the comments go up? There we go. Hi. Okay. Yeah. We'll just leave it like that. That works too. So, okay, where was I going to go with this? I was going to put a background up. What am I going to put up today? I'll put it this one, because joining me from the green room himself is the one, the only. What's up, Michi? Well, that's cute. Nobody calls me Michi except one person, and she knows who that person is. She knows who she is. So you can get away with that. You can try. You're going to fail miserably, but you can try. But the man who can call me pretty much anything he wants, because he is an awesome guy, and he has a big announcement that you saw. I think you saw in the previews today. We'll see if it worked out or not, because I didn't see shit because my browser sucks. Big G, what up, brother?
What's up? What's up? How you doing today?
I'd be doing great if the freaking technology worked better. I could see the preview I ran for you. But yes, you have a new show starting next Tuesday.
Yes. The Gridiron Grapple. I talked to Greg. He came up with the name. He came up with the video. I figured I'm gonna still do the no DQ stuff, but everybody's been branching off doing their own thing. So I was like, you know what? Let me take a shot at it and see where it goes from there. So
sounds like a plan to me, brother. That's awesome. I have long encouraged the staff or the inner circle, if you will, to branch off, because when I left the No DQ brand 9 years ago, and Aaron had to take the reins of his own channel,
yep.
Here we sit 9 years later. Everybody's doing their own thing. We have a huge support system that we really didn't have back in 2007, 2008, and 2009. He and I against the world, as it's been since 2002. I mean, really, it's been he and I with various tag team partners along the way. But now we've got this incredible system in place. I'm so happy that Greg has his own channel, that Aaron's got this great team assembled, and that you guys can branch off. Greg's got his own thing now, and got a big show coming Wednesday for Mr. Cherry. Let's not discount it. I had a preview for that, because he's keeping things so secretive about this time bracket he's putting together. I'm kind of scared, not gonna lie. But that'll be Wednesday again at this time slot, 6 p.m. 3 Pacific. And Lisa is watching in Canada, so all is well in the Jeff Meacham world with Lisa watching. Feel free to come in. Let me go ahead and send you the invite now before I forget, because my brain is still fried from Christmas. It was a long Christmas. Like, it was good. I had a lot of good stuff and quality family time. Don't get me wrong, but my goodness, Christmas seemed like it took a week.
Just this it came and went pretty much.
Yeah, it's funny. I said it on Friday. It was a very 2020 Christmas. We'll just leave it at that. It was one of those things. But I don't know if you saw the live stream this morning, G. I woke up yesterday to that stupid giant green screen back in its case and duct tape shut. So it's on its way back to Amazon now. So hopefully by next Monday, find me. We shall see. So we will see. I have a question for you in the chat room, Big G, from Michael Gonzalez. Is there a link to your channel that I can put up for all to see?
There is. It's not a custom link yet, but
we'll get there.
Let me do that for you real quick.
By the way, everybody on Instagram who can hear Big G and not see Big G, I haven't worked out that shit. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing to link those two, because streamers let me do Instagram. So that's their talk to StreamYard. Pitch it them. I got nothing. So, but you guys are here. You're still here in the chat. So God bless you for sticking around. I appreciate it. Let's see. While Big G is typing in the link, let me get to the comments here. Hello, Carl Zion. Carl Zion, good to see you, sir. Always a pleasure. Let's see. D. Ross, of course, is RIP to Brody. We will talk about Brody and Danny Hodge momentarily. We've got CJ saying hello to you, Big G. We've got JJ saying hi to everybody. And yes, Christmas was tiring, CJ, for sure. And okay, so the elephant in the room, from Brendan. What the hell is going on in Pittsburgh, man? Like, all of a sudden,
I think I might get a little not angry, but I don't even know what the word is.
It's okay to be angry because
it was a lack
there. So
a lack of exhaustion. I think there was no, like Big Ben said yesterday during the halftime. I guess he said something to Juju, go out and have fun. And I think the stress of being undefeated was getting to them.
Right.
And it just all went down there from hill. It went all downhill from there. I think our offensive coordinator, Randy Fichtner, needs to go. And because literally all three games and then this first half of yesterday's game, complete crap. The second half, it looked like Ben was playing the game. He was calling the plays, doing what he does best. When this man retires as a professional football player, he will be a head coach. I guarantee that.
Oh yeah, without question.
Hopefully,
I would love if more quarterbacks would call their games the way that Big Ben calls his. Can he teach Goff how to call a game? Because that'd be neat.
I'm
Goff
sure
is
he
pissing
could.
me the hell off. He's driving me fucking crazy. Whoop, there's the one F-bomb. Damn it! I wasted the F-bomb 10 minutes in. That sucks. Stupid Jared Goff. It's all his fault. He's pissing me the hell off. I'm not going to lie. He is driving me banana, as Pat Patterson would have said. Goodness sakes. Just like, I don't understand how this guy keeps his job. He drives me crazy.
I don't know. And I think another thing is Mike Tomlin. I think he lights a fire under their asses every single time.
Right. Exactly. There's a link for Big G's channel. There it is. I'm gonna leave it up there so y'all can type it in because it's a tongue twister. So go ahead and type it in. Take your time, please. Stick around for the 2 hours. It's gonna be a doozy. But yeah, I mean, it's been the weirdest. It was definitely the weirdest week in NFL. We're gonna talk about that more on Staff Boy Sports Bar tomorrow, and again in this time slot, or maybe I don't know if we're going to 6 or 7. I can't really tell. Mikey wants me to do it. It's his show. I just sit there and push buttons. I don't give a shit. But Cleveland lost.
Yeah.
To the Jets. Like, what the frick? Like, I wish Colin was. Of course, I want him doing Christmas with the family. That's ridiculous. I wish for that. But if he was doing Christmas with his family, I would still have him in here going, "What happened?"
Yeah.
First they beat the Rams, then they beat the friggin' the Browns. It's like all of a sudden the Jets like, we ain't got nothing to lose. Let's just play like, where the hell was this 11 weeks ago, you idiots? Like, seriously,
right?
God. It's like,
and the thing is, the Jets lost the number 1 overall pick.
Right, because they started to get their heads out of their asses. Now they blew it. Now they gave the freaking pick to Jacksonville, which I'm sure Tony Khan doesn't mind right now. But it's like how do you play like shit for 13 weeks and then go, let's see what we can do about this? Come on.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And then the best part is because of the way the NFC East went, the Cowboys have a chance to win the division next week.
Right.
That's
it's all going to come down to next week for you guys.
The really shitty part is not only do we have to win, but we have to rely on Philadelphia to get the friggin' job done. It's like, I got to root for the Eagles.
Oh, my God. Who are they playing?
The Eagles play Washington, and we play the Giants. So we have to beat – oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, we have to beat the Giants, and Philadelphia's got to beat Washington.
Oh, my God.
It's like it's just the worst possible weekend because we're all entangled in the same square of hell.
Well, if we beat the Browns next week Sunday, which I'm hoping we do.
Please do. Yeah, seriously.
They'll be knocked out of the playoffs.
Well, I don't necessarily want back. I know you guys do because you guys are the rivals or whatever. But like, yeah. I want Cleveland's had such a good year, and so have you guys. I want you both to go as far as you can. If it's next Sunday, so be it. But I just the fact that the Jets are all of a sudden a winning, like a 2 week in a row win team. The Cowboys have a chance to win the division, and Pittsburgh and Cleveland are both on the skid. I'm going, is this the most 2020 week of the year or what? Like, holy shit.
Right. I was
it's
like,
so
thank
crazy.
God. Merry Christmas to me.
Right. No kidding. So let me just see what we got here. Lon says, I'm echoing on your end, G, just so you know. What's up? How was your Christmas? What was your favorite Christmas gift you got ever? Oh, ever. Jiminy Christmas. Okay. My favorite Christmas gift I ever got was, see, I don't remember exactly when I got the set of gifts because my dad took me to WrestleMania and to Disney World in 2008 when Mania and Hall of Fame were in Orlando. I don't remember if I got that for Christmas or if I got that after I lost my job at Target in January. I don't remember when that was.
Yeah.
So I guess I can't count that by design. As crazy as it sounds, my favorite Christmas gift I got ever was the opportunity to propose to Dylan's mom in this living room on Christmas Eve night.
Wow.
and that's sentimental and sappy and complete bullshit, but I can't think of anything else that meant more to me off the top of my head. I mean, I got some really cool stuff this year. I mentioned on the stream earlier, I got my first ever piece of Back to the Future merchandise that wasn't the movies or the animated series. Because they got the ornament and I got the board. Dylan got the board game, so that was kind of cool this year. But
cool.
You know what? Honestly, I will say this to play it safe. Besides the proposal, which I again, long term thinking, that's it got me Dylan, and that's great. Professionally, The greatest gift I ever got was subscribing to Xbox podcast, because it was on that podcast I heard the commercial for Anchor, which led me to my own channel, which led me to Here I Sit. So
there you go.
I guess that's the safe answer. We'll go with that. What about you, D?
There you go. Well, me and Virtue actually did a video 3 weeks ago, no, maybe 2 weeks ago for Vito's channel about the top 5 Christmas gifts.
Oh, jeez.
And we did, we went back and forth. And obviously, my number one answer was my proposal last year for Christmas.
Attaboy. See, the me just proposal on Christmas Eve, everybody seals my gimmick. I see how it is. It's okay.
So, but yeah.
Now, honestly, like the funny thing about the proposal that night, her family took me out to this beautiful French restaurant down by Venice Beach. Because they all knew it was coming. She's the only one who didn't know, right? So yeah, they figured have a celebration without knowing what the celebration is for, just a Christmas dinner, right? I go into the proposal after this dinner, and at this dinner, I ordered the safest thing I could on our French menu: corn chowder. It's tame. It's mild, right? Corn chowder. No, it's the spiciest friggin' thing I ever ate my entire life, including Popeye's chicken. And I'm sitting here, I'm going to my brother-in-law going, what the fuck am I doing? I'm gonna freaking have gas out of both ends, trying to propose to this girl. So I'm like, what do I do? He goes, order bread, lots of bread. So I'm just freaking chewing bread like it's Tic Tac, just to soften the spice. And then the freaking hour and a half drive in Christmas Eve traffic from Venice Beach to here with my soon-to-be mother and father-in-law. Oh my God, it was horrible. So, but the actual act of the proposal was awesome. So
that's good. That's good.
All right, enough of the sappy shit. There you go. Second Jet Black says, do you miss the days when people thought that Aleister Black would be a future world champion and main event star WWE? I don't think I ever really thought of Tommy End as a future world WWE champion. I never even saw that for him. I'm not saying that Aleister's not talented. I just never saw that guy as the world champion in the WWE. It never occurred to me that he would be that. NXT, absolutely, because he did it, and he was a good NXT champion. But the WWE champion or the Universal champion, I didn't see that for him.
I could see him as a mid. The most I could see him was a mid card champ. US.
I see US or a tag with Ricochet if that hadn't gone off the freaking deep end when Lesnar ricocheted out of Saudi Arabia. So it's honestly, I honestly am just like waiting until he finally goes, I'm done with you guys, because you cast the aside, go after yourselves. Seriously, I'm waiting for it.
Yeah.
So Psycho Jim, I miss the days when you would super chat more than just Aaron shows. I miss those days. Anyway, love you, brother. Brandon says, I want a Village stable. The biker is my fave. Oh, well, talk to the Undertaker. He has a biker gimmick, so there you go. Chris says Dwayne Haskins release was a surprise. That was a surprise. I agree. That was interesting. So we'll see how that plays out, I guess, going forward. CJ says, speaking of NFL coaches, back when we were doing that about 44 hours ago, other pro sports, do you think the coaches should wear the uniforms? No. We've had this discussion on my shows at least once, because I remember reading I forget which book of Mick Foley's that Mick I think it was Foley is Good. I could be wrong there. Help me out, Foley fans, if you know. It'd be ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous that the MLB managers wear the uniforms. I think that looks silly. You notice more of them wearing the jackets more and more, not just the uniforms. If you notice, like a lot of the MLB managers are wearing the jackets over the jerseys, because can you imagine, okay, I can't stand the guy, but so just to put him in a hideous situation, can you imagine that piece of shit Belichick on the sidelines with pads and a helmet on, wearing his headset? You look even more than you already done, right? Or can you imagine, let's say Phil Jackson or Pat Riley, or in cut off shorts and a tank top at the bench? Oh no, it looks stupid. Coaches should look professional. And that's I know that baseball is during the summer and the sport is hot as shit during July and August. At least some sort of like tracksuit or some sort of thing other than the actual uniforms. Because I am a Dodger fan, and I know I always talk about the Angels, but I'm a Dodger fan too. Seeing Tommy in that extra stretched out uniform, 81, 82, not so much. Not a good look, Granddad. Not a good look. So yeah, I would no go away from that the other way completely. So thank you for asking, TJ. Could it be worse? The Steelers could have lost to Washington. You know what? Shut up.
We did lose to Washington.
I know. I was to say they did. Exactly. Oh God. Michael Gonzalez says Jared Goff is the perfect example of a player that is paid so much money that no matter how bad he plays, they will never bench him. This sounds a lot like a lot of pro sports where they're paid, exorbitant. Like again, my Kings, Drew Doughty. He is paid more than any defenseman, I dare say, in the league, or at least close to it. He's playing 30, 35 minutes a night, and he's not Drew Doughty like he was 10 years ago. He's not that guy anymore. No. So I agree with that statement completely about Goff. Absolutely.
I was surprised Tomlin hadn't benched Big Ben yet, but he's got a lot of faith in him. So
yeah, I would. I'm always astounded by the big time players not getting benched because they're making that. Another great example, and this is the opposite. When Mike Trout doesn't, thinks that, he should sit or whatever, he asks, I forget the manager's name right now because it's not so shit anymore, so I don't really give a shit who his name is. He sits. He's getting paid. He doesn't want to get hurt, especially at the end of the season when the Angels are, going to be, waiting to go play golf in the morning. He doesn't want to play that last game and get his ass, hurt or something. So he sits. No. That's smart by the high plate player. So there you go. Who just see who we got here. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was checking a message and it was the wrong person. All right. CJ then says, what do people mean when they say a promotion is trying or is WWE light? At the end of the day, the two promotions are both pro wrestling. There will always be comparisons. Exactly. I have tried very hard to not call, WCW in 1995 WWE light because it wasn't. No. TNA was. Yeah. When they weren't at first. When they established in 2002, or they founded in 2002, they were the clear alternative to WWE programming. By and large, the athleticism, the presentation of the promotion, everything was different. But then everybody started jumping over. They got rid of the six-sided ring. Hulk Hogan showed up. It's a carbon copy.
Yeah,
bad idea. Impact is just now, like really the last year and a half, 2 years, really got a foothold into getting their shit back together. And I applaud them for the approach. And I've actually liked their product a lot. Even before Callis and Omega showed up as talent, crossover talent. They've been doing a good job, and I appreciate that. AEW is another thing. AEW is trying so hard to not be WWE. They're like kind of sourcing themselves out of the market because there's such an alternative that people like Virtue call it niche, and they can't get into it. So I get it. I get it. So, yeah. So Psycho Jet Buck says, which team currently has a better coaches, the Dodgers or the Kings? Oh man, the Dodgers won the World Series, and the Kings didn't make the playoffs, even with the adjusted brackets. Only 7 teams didn't make the playoffs. We were a lot of them. So that. However, we had a hell of a draft. This kid, I can't remember Justin, whatever his name is. I can't remember his last name. JJ, help me out if you can, brother, because I know you're in there. If this kid hits his stride early, he's like 19. He's 6 foot for freaking ever, and he's going to mentor under arguably the greatest two-way center of the modern era, Andre Kopitar. If he mentors under him for a couple years and really hits his shit, dude, watch out. He's going to be flying down the ice and putting shit behind the goalies before they can even blink. And, and we still have the core in place, and I get the core is, 10, 12 years old. I get it.
Yeah.
But, we've got a lot of young quality talent in the system that can do things if molded properly. There's a lot of chatter in the chat room about there's a lot of talk in the chat room. Let's use our words differently, Jeff.
about
that the six-sided ring was dumb or it was good or whatever. I've said this on my shows. I didn't like the six-sided ring, flat out. Mainly because I put one together and it was a bitch. Couldn't stand it. I mean, there's the reason I didn't like it is because to have a six-sided ring, you have to have more stability than a square, which means you have to have heavier and longer beams going across different ways. And when you're on ring crew and doing commentary, that means you have to carry the beams from the truck to the ring area, piece by piece. And if I ever get back into working for wrestling and I have a six-sided ring in the promotion, I am hiding in my car until the ring is put together. So I'm not. And I also didn't like it presentation wise because it was very hard to kind of follow the action at first. Like once the guys got used to it, it was okay. But I've had every single person that ever worked a six-sided ring in TNA and Indies, whatever, saying they hated it because it wasn't a square that they trained in for umpteen many years before they got into TNA. And they were just completely what the hell in the entire time. Daniels is a great example. Daniels was wrestling for like almost 10 years before he, got into, the six-sided ring. And he was AJ, was a standout in NWO Outside and a great talent toward the end of WCW. And, he made the six-sided ring his own. Let's not kid ourselves, but it was very hard for adjustment. I personally do not like it. If that is so, basically, you asked me how to tell time, and I told you how to be able to watch again. But yeah. Anyway, not a fan. Let's see. Elijah says top 5 action movies in the 90s. Okay, here's where we're gonna get ugly with Jeff's discussions here, because I found out over Christmas weekend I haven't seen a lot of movies that I already should have seen, right? So Aaron has made it his mission in life in 2021 to get these damn things checked off my list. So I am the worst guy to ask about movies, like worse than Noah. Okay, like yes, seriously, worse than Noah and regular sports. I am terrible with movies and TV unless it's something I was hardcore into. I didn't bother. So yeah, and JJ is going to sit here. He's sitting there going ooh at me because he's been trying to get me to watch Gotham for about 20 years. It's on the air for 5. But it's I am on his shit list for not watching Gotham yet. So that's one of the things on my list for sure. But this year's going to be the year of Jeff gets shit watched, so he can have more things to talk about besides wrestling and Kings hockey. So
I'm trying to think of my top. I'm trying to think. I know I have. I'm trying to think if I have any 5.
Nobody's watching Instagram right now. Nobody's even here. Hi. Well, that's Patrick's watching. My brother's watching. Oh, geez, God help me. Patrick. The reason my head keeps just racing is like keep moving off camera, so like the green screen cuts me off. So that's why. Fine, go ahead. I'm good.
I don't know. I would have to think about it. There's so many action movies that came out in the 90s. It's not even crazy.
Well, JJ's saying number 1 is Judgment Day, Terminator. Oh, did I get it? They're Terminator 2 Judgment Day. So he says number 2 is Demolition Man, which I've never. Whoops, I skipped one because the thing's moving on me so fast. Demolition Man, which I've never seen. I'm pretty good with Stallone, but I've never seen that.
Okay, I've
Last
seen
Action
all 3
Hero,
of these.
I'm pretty sure I saw at least once.
I've seen that.
So I'm not sure about that. Speed I haven't watched because I heard it was so shitty, so I purposely didn't watch it. And then Point Break was sweet. I did see
those. I'm gonna copy JJ. Those are my top 5. I've seen all 5 of them, and I think that's a good order.
There we go. And Lisa says, I know every movie I've ever told you about you haven't seen. Yeah, Lisa, to her credit, showed me that The Crow was accessible on part video. And so I finally got to watch The Crow for the first time this year. I'd never seen it.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, now I understand where Scott Hall and Andre got the idea for Sting. Got it. Totally get it.
Yeah.
100% understand. All right, here's a good one. Michael says, favorite John Huber match or memory? Goodness sakes. Well, let's go ahead and get into that. For those of you looking under a rock, we had two passings in the wrestling community this last over the weekend, unfortunately over Christmas and the day after. Danny Hodge, who was 88. If you've followed Jim Ross in his entire career, you've heard of Danny Hodge, probably the greatest junior heavyweight of the golden age of wrestling back in the early NWA days. This guy could wrestle his way out of a paper bag with it being wet. He's that good. He was that good, and he could till his almost dying day crush an apple with his bare hand. This guy was strong as shit. Like I would not want to shake his hand if I met him because I'd be afraid I'd lose function. He was that strong. An amazing wrestler and an amazing man. Let's not forget how awesome he was for the community of wrestling. And he, again, 88 is a long life and a full life, but it's never fun when somebody passes away. So that sucks. So our thoughts and prayers are with Danny Hodge, his family and his friends and his many admirers, of course, including Jim Ross, like I said. Oh my goodness, John Huber, Brody Lee, Luke Harper, just I went off on a journalist this morning. G, you were there for that this morning. But whatever happened, it was a long thing. And from what we've found out over the course of the day, he's pretty much been in the hospital since the dog collar match 2 months ago. So it hasn't been a like, oh shit, all of a sudden. He's been hospitalized since the last time he wrestled. So it's still a horror. He's 41. He was 41 years old. That's never an age where somebody should pass away. That's terrible.
No.
I can't. More and more, the guys that more so me because I'm old as shit. The only person older than me in the group that me is Aaron and Virtue. I think so far. So they've seen guys before me, but a lot of the guys I grew up watching are either dying or having really bad issues with medical stuff or whatever. So I'm very much feeling my mortality, especially this year. I put together the freaking in memoriam video for Thursday's show. 37 graphics, man. 37 people this year. It's just ridiculous in a year where we're not going anywhere, doing anything. What the hell?
Right.
How are we dying? This is ridiculous. We should be sitting home with our loved ones and taking care and breathing in clean air. And we're all freaking, it's terrible.
Yeah.
God, as far as my favorite memory, honestly, my favorite memory of John's, there's two of them. There was one, I forget when it was. You can probably remember it, I can, G, because your memory's more sure than mine because you're not old as shit like I am. When he returned and rejoined Bray. I forget what show that was, but that
No Mercy 2016.
Okay. And was that the one? No, that wasn't the one in LA because that was the following year. Okay. So No Mercy, when he rejoined Bray and pulled that hood off, that crowd popped like freaking Hulk Hogan walking there waving the American flag. I was like, holy shit. It was awesome. Great moment. My other one, of course, is when he was revealed as the Exalted One. That was so cool because all of us who had been Luke Harper fans were like, yeah, Vince, you shit. What do you think of that? So it was just awesome to see him like, yeah, that's right. He showed up in AEW. What now, bitch? It was awesome.
Yeah.
So cool for him to do. I was so happy for him and happy for his family because he wanted to get out for a long time, WWE. And this is not to shit on the company by any means, because I'm trying real hard not to do that. But this was basically Vince holding him hostage for the better part of a year.
Yeah.
And then he went, well, now that I'm gone, bye.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. Such a great moment for me. So those two definitely stand out for me for sure.
Yeah. I went back on the network yesterday because they have they had made a thing for him on the network, different things. And I went back and I watched the Wyatts versus the Shield back from Elimination Chamber 2014. That was, I think, just that match alone, they didn't have to even touch at the beginning of the match, and the crowd was going bonkers for them. Obviously, you mentioned it when he came out as the Exalted One, and I mean his last match against Cody, that dog collar match. I mean, it was. I had never seen a dog collar match before, and I was like, "Holy hell!" They're just beating the holy hell out of each other.
They rarely do them for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember a more prominent one since Roddy and Valentine back in '83, and I was this big for that when I've seen it on tape, obviously. Yeah. I honestly think that was his best match, and that's saying something. I mean, if he was as sick as he was going in and having his best match be his last match,
yeah,
shows you how good he was, man. And someone pointed out in the No DQ Facebook group, his first pinfall loss on TV and his last pinfall loss on TV were by Cody.
Yeah,
I thought that was an interesting little stat. Let's see here. We got Lisa says Hill versus the Wyatts with the next match. Yes, that is grossly forgotten because of the fact that it wasn't inside the chamber like we all hoped it would be. It was a damn good 6-man tag for sure. I loved it. Let's see. Ricky says my matches are the Shield versus the Wyatts at the chamber, and him and Dolph Ziggler. Again, him and Dolph Ziggler had a tremendous rivalry for the Intercontinental Championship. Again, grossly overlooked. No question about it. Always says Luke Harper versus John Cena. Again, you can't go wrong with John Cena versus fill in the blank for anybody's career stat. I mean, John just agree with everybody. He always has been, and I don't care what people say. If I'm called a kiss ass, so be it. Let's see. Carl says, or Carrie, excuse me. No, Carl is on, whatever. Says Luke versus Ziggler from TLC. Doesn't repeat. We mentioned that. I tried to watch Being the Elite today. I couldn't get through it. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty hard. So I chose not to. Follow the band's advice, Steve. Go watch Piper Valentine. Dude, we were supposed to do that for Rewind this month, and it just completely got thrown out because of circumstances beyond my control. Technology. Go watch that shit. Like, it is barbaric. Like, Piper already went in with less hearing going in. He came out with worse hearing than he did going in. Like, Valentine beat the shit out of him. Piper won the match. It was just like, there's a reason Valentine was sitting there subdued for that match with Brody and Cody. He was like, oh God, here we go again. Trust me.
Yeah.
Second Chip, I don't know what they're going to do with the Dark Order. I mean, what do you do at this point? I mean, you've had this guy who's been the leader of the Exalted One, and he's been off TV for 2 months anyway, and they've become kind of a comedy act. Yeah. So I don't know what you do with them going forward. Do you keep the gimmick up, or do you try to salvage the personalities behind the characters and see what you can do? I don't know. It's very, very hard to decide what they're going to do. It'll be interesting to see what they do on Wednesday. I mean, granted, it's already going to be, probably, I don't know if it's been canned or not already, but I would imagine they're going to do something to make it happen. So Dustin maybe turning and becoming a leader wouldn't surprise me, only because they've had him kind of going back and forth with the different numbers, the numbered guys. So that would surprise me if he was, turned to.
Somebody said, D-Ross said have Redbeard. Yep. Have Eric Rowan.
I wouldn't mind Rowan coming in and doing it. That'd be kind of cool, but it almost seems forced.
Yeah.
Right? Like
they knew it would be.
Right. Yeah. Like I get the need to feel like you have to pay tribute to John and to keep the Dark Order going, but neither one of those are really necessary in that context, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
He says, "Hire Raven." You know what? I've said hire Raven since the beginning. I am such a huge fan of Scott Levy and his creative genius. Make him part of the Dark Order. Make him lead the Dark Order. I'm okay with that.
There you go. That'd be cool.
Raven's a twisted mother effer, dude. I'm okay with him being on the dark side again. That works for me. The only bad part is that Well, you know what? If Impact's working AEW, we got Tommy and Raven back together again. So I'm just throwing it out there.
There you go.
Just drag Tommy out there in stupid polka dot tights, and have Raven. And there you go. You got a match. I'm a terrible person, but that's okay. So again, next Tuesday. Do we have time yet, D, or are we still working on that?
I'm thinking between 4 p.m. Eastern and between 4 and 4:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm not too sure yet, but somewhere in between there.
As long as it's before me, it's okay. So if you're on the West Coast, 1 to 1:30 around that's perfect. But there it is right there, youtube.com/channel/ there it is. Check it out. Go subscribe right now to Big G's channel by all means. The guy knows his stuff, and he is a plethora of knowledge, and he is a great contributor to my shows, to our sports shows, the Greg show and Mikey's show. And I look forward to seeing what you have in store for us after week 17 is over and we get into playoff country, because the NFL is about to get good in a hurry. So I look forward to your analysis, my friend.
Thank you. See.
Thank you for being on with me as always, and we will see you probably on Wednesday, I would guess. Oh no, Wednesday we're doing a special thing, so maybe we'll have you in sports bar tomorrow if you want to talk about football, because I'm bringing in somebody else for baseball, because we have some local to him sports news baseball wise that we're going to bring him another special guest in first time, Mikey. But we'll have you on during the football talk, because I think we need a challenger for the prediction challenge if you're down. So
I'll make it work tomorrow.
Beautiful, brother. We'll see you tomorrow. Like I said, I don't know if we're going on at 6 or 7, but either way, I'll get you a link. We'll make it happen, Captain.
All right, cool. Talk to you later, Jeff.
Take it easy, brother. Be safe now.
All right. Yep.
Bye. All right. There was G, everybody. Okay, Chase said they just 25 just Wednesday about Wednesday tribute show for Brody. Well, that's cool. I like that. That's cool. We're gonna do a tribute to Brody. And if you're watching, appreciate that very much. Thank you guys. I know it's kind of a right now. I guess right now, look through my show at my thing is Psycho Jeff Black says, what are the best and worst Christmas songs? Best Christmas song is, if you'll post, Silver Bells, preferably by why isn't it posting? Come on, there it goes. Maybe there it goes. Hi. Okay. Again, I'm using this stuff for the first time. Brand new computer, so forgive me, guys. Ricky's here. Hello, Ricky. Who else is here? Okay, we're good. Hi, Ricky. The best song is Silver Bells, preferably by the Gatlins. I mentioned on our Christmas song episode that didn't air, so you didn't know that. My favorite, my least favorite Christmas worker song is Dominic the Christmas Donkey. Oh my God, I hate that song so much. Hate it. Okay, so we have a major glitch in the system. That's just freaking ducky. Okay. Let's try something else. Bear with me here. Where's my headset? Everything is topsy-turvy in Disneyland, in Disney World. There it is. Okay. We're going to try outsmart the technology here. We got this. Are we all good? We all plugged in here? Everybody on? I hope so. Here we go. Okay. And then we'll do cam. Testing 1, 2. Nope, not working. Come on. I know. Nope. What does this mean? Yeah, I wanted to use the microphone. That's the whole point, dumbass. We're live, folks. Sorry, I know. I'm working on it. Hang on. Does that work? Maybe. Oh Lord. Okay. Can you guys hear me at least? Maybe. Okay. If you guys can hear me, we'll go ahead and leave it like this. Here, let's try something else. I got an idea. I got an idea. Okay, that's what is this? This is two. Okay, that's what I want to do here. Ugh. Yeah, you can hear me, but I can't hear you because I got the headset on. All right, check one. I want the damn go away. Thank you. Hi. Damn it. Damn, this thing's pissing me off today. All right, let's try that. Audio. One check. Oh, there we go. We have the technology. There we go. All right. Should be better. Should be better now, guys. I got the big mic working. Anyway, let's see. Ricky says yes. Whatever that means. Okay. Anyway, so part of what I wanted to talk about today, if I can get the thing up here, because I talked about Danny and John. I talked about. Oh yeah. Okay. So if you haven't voted yet, and I don't know why you haven't for whatever reason, voted for the NoDQ.com year-end awards for 2020, I highly encourage you right now to go over to NoDQ.com, go into the feature section, which is in the top right under the logo on the main page, and check out the different links to the 2020 NoDQ.com year-end awards, because the voting ends this week. Aaron's going to make the announcements on Thursday, which means on the year-end review show I'm doing right here on the Jeff Meacham Network across the plains, if you will. I didn't put the damn graphic up. Are you freaking kidding me? I didn't. Well, son of a bitch. I meant to. Thursday will be the year in review, and we'll have that up on Thursday afternoon around the same time, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. We'll go a couple hours. Talk about the year that was. We'll talk about who's passed, all the highs, the lows in between, and we'll announce the winners of the WQ.com year-end awards for 2020. So that'll be part of Thursday's show. So if there's a lot of static, I am sorry. Okay. Psychojet Black says, if I could erase one football team from NFL history, which one would you pick? Goodness sakes. Just one? Really? Just one? God. Let's go with the whatever year Pittsburgh beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl back in the 90s. That team. Definitely that team. Who is my male, female, and tag team of the year? Goodness gracious. My superstar of the year pick probably for 2020 on the NoDQ side. You know what? Let me not talk out of my rear because I'm notorious for that. I don't like being that guy. So let me go ahead and open up NoDQ and see who the choices are before I announce my selections, because I do want to be fair to whoever is nominated, because just gotta do that. So I will do tag team first, because that's the for some reason that's my least desired. Let's see, it's worse. Jesus. All right, for the tag team of the year, I'm inclined to pick the Bucks off the top of my head because those are my boys. But I also know that there are a lot of great teams up this year. Honestly, of these 6 teams nominated for the NoDQ.com Year End Award for Tag Team of the Year. We have the Young Bucks, FTR, Omega and Paige, the Street Profits, Bailey and Sasha, and Cesaro and Nakamura. I honestly would go with the Street Profits at this point. They've had the best year in WWE. However, I will say that for the better part of the year, Bailey and Sasha were dominant. They rode roughshod over everybody, and it comes down to those two teams: Bailey and Sasha, the Golden Role Models, and the Street Profits. For me personally, those are my two choices. For Female of the Year, again, Sasha had a great year. She in my opinion, she did more to impress me this year than she ever has in her entire 5 years on the main roster. So for me, I'm going with Sasha Banks in that category. I that's just how I feel. I think she's been the best all around performer in the game. And I know I said Alexa on the show with Aaron, but I heavily, vehemently, whatever you want to say, retract my statement. My choice is Sasha Banks there. As far as Superstar of the Year, you have to go with the guy that's been the MVP of WWE for the year, and that's Randy Orton. He's been the guy all year. Randy's definitely the guy. That's Randy Orton's Superstar of the Year, and that's just who he is. Jay Sports Car says, I hope if Dark Order stays together, they bring in Rowan as leader. So I was remember Mr. Brody. Right. We talked about that before you came to the room, Jay. It'd be great to see the Dark Order stay together. I don't know if Rowan come in as the answer, though. I wouldn't write the Raiders off the face of the earth, Jay. I would just inject their fan base with some freaking tranquilizers or decaf. Tell them to stop painting themselves silver and black. It's just weird looking. So, Big G, you are welcome, sir. I always enjoy having you on again. Check Big G out coming up on Tuesday, January 5th, a week from tomorrow, over at his channel right there. There's the address, the link, whatever you want to call it. I'll leave it up here for just a moment, and then we'll get back to the comments. Let's see. CJ says, I think it's about time to turn Bailey back to face. Agree. No, they've done so much good with her being bad and being a heel that to turn her babyface again, it would have to take a huge effort. Huge effort. And I disagree with that statement wholeheartedly. Absolutely. And G says, I just want to thank you for being this dude. G, you inspire me, man. And you've been such a big help for me, with monetary stuff, with helping out with the channels, you've been definitely an MVP for us at No DQ, and I really appreciate it. And I don't say that lightly or, say that with half-assed. I mean that. You've been a huge help to all of us at the channel, and we don't let you talk near enough, and I'm sorry for that. That's totally my bad, because I'm a fucking cheddar. Shit! I'm a friggin' chatterbox. I'm sorry, Aaron. Grief. Anyway, so I appreciate you, G, so thank you. Paolo says, will you be watching Raw live? Do you usually watch it live? I try my darndest to watch Raw at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock here for me. It depends on if I can get a good connection. I don't get the East Coast feed unless I'm in Thunderdome, so I have to use one of those websites you have to kind of pirate into. I don't like saying that, but that's what I do I'm gonna bet. I try to go to bed on time. It didn't happen last night because these damn thunderstorms and the rain. But when I do try to go to sleep early, I do want to watch Raw at 5 o'clock. So I do watch it then. So hopefully I'll get that done tonight. We'll see how it goes. Carl says, what does Raw need to do to turn the ratings around? That's a $64,000 question, Carl. I don't know. We've all been talking about it. For the better part of a couple years, really, about what the WWE can do to turn Raw's ratings around. I don't know. I really don't. So, at least that's a good point. Better writing would be a good start. I really. It definitely couldn't hurt, right? So, and G says SmackDown's been the show of the year. I agree. SmackDown's been WWE's best show of this year, no question about it. So I would say, yeah, a better writing team would definitely put Raw back on the right path for sure. Um, everybody except Instagram. Give me 1 second. Instagram, it's a mess, and I haven't really. I was trying to see if I could pull it off doing it both. I can't do that because I can't. I have to focus on here because I get the comments here and I can see it better. It's more of a user friendly interface. So we will see you guys tomorrow, right around 9 or 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific, or one of those two. So until tomorrow, guys, on Instagram. Good night. There's that. Okay, let's straight. Hang on 1 second here. Now you look at the damn camera. Back over here. There we go. Okay, hi. Just TW, whatever. Host. Out damn spots. There we go. Okay, whatever. Let's see what we got here. Ricky, again, the problem with making Raw 2 hours is the ad thing. And that's really what it comes down to. Raw is a 3 hour show that is based on 3 hours of ad revenue in the process. And if they cut it to 2 hours, if they cut it to 2 hours of programming minus commercials, that's only a 2 hour window they have to fill ad time. They lose an hour of revenue in ads, and they can't afford that right now. They're not making money as it is on live events and tickets because it's not going to happen right now, especially. So I don't think that's a good idea at all, and they won't do it. D. Ross wants to know my opinion on Ryback's hand and stuff. Dude, Ryan Reeves loves to talk out his rear end. He's proven that more than once. We had a shirt on the Greg Cherry brand Teespring designed for him, two actually for him, and I can't find either one of them. Greg, if you're watching, please pick those shows. I will buy those shirts, especially the one I helped design. I'm not a fan of Ryan at all, and I don't value his opinion at all. I don't. Mohammed, I've seen your question twice. I'm not going to address it. None of my business, and I'm not going to speculate on what happened to him. So if you want to ask somebody else, go for it. I'm not going to address it. David says, other than the Royal Rumble match, what's your favorite match of the Royal Rumble pay-per-view? All time, my favorite Royal Rumble pay-per-view match that wasn't the Royal Rumble itself was the Hardys versus the Dudleys in the first ever tag team tables match. That match was something. I enjoyed it. Why was this light so on? I believe it's on. Freaking glare in my eye. Wrong button. Damn it. Sorry, guys. There we go. Hi. I can see no more spots. Definitely Hardy's Dudleys. That was a great. That whole pay-per-view, the 2001 pay-per-view, was definitely the Attitude Era in a nutshell, right? So, but that's just one. Honestly, that's really just one of many. I've got a whole bunch more, as does Monsieur Williams, and we will definitely get to that coming up on the 22nd. Let me get rid of the damn banner so you can see. There it is. Coming up on the 22nd. Damn it. There we go. Friday the 22nd coming up on the channel on the Jeff Beacher Network. Dad's on Wrestling. Dad's always on Wrestling. We will have wrestling coverage on the 22nd. That'll be coming up for us. And as you saw before we came on the air, a lot of stuff coming up in January for JJ's channel, for us together, for Greg and I together, for Big G, for my Twitter, the special Twitter that I was talking about this morning. And if you missed it, we're going to run the commercials again right now as we go into hour number 2. So stand by for that. Tripton says, do you think Big E will turn on New Day and win the Rumble? Possibly win the Rumble. I don't know about turn on the New Day. We'll see. Powell says, you're awesome, Jeff. Love hearing your thoughts on wrestling. Makes it a lot more fun to follow. Thank you, Powell. I appreciate that very much. Very much so. Psycho Jet Black, with the final comment of the first hour, says, would you rather fight 10 rat-sized spiders or 100 spider-sized rats? I'm going to pick option C, as Austin Aries did, and run for my friggin' life, Psycho Jet Black. So there you go. I'm not. I ain't messing with that. Not happening. Nope. All right. Getting ready to go into hour number 2. So stand by, and we'll get this thing kicked off. So we'll be right back after these brief commercial announcements. Welcome back to hour 2 of Talk Wrestling here on the Jeff Meacher Network and across our affiliates, No DQ, the Greg Trey brand, Noah's channel, Foster's channel, Simple Man's channel, Greg, Colin's channel, everybody's. There we go. Yes. No, we're not done. We're not done by any means, Elijah. We just took a break. Hour 2 is underway. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. What's next for Sami Zayn? Good question. He is no longer the Intercontinental Champion as of Friday. Christmas, his Christmas was ruined thanks to Big E. So we'll see what happens on Friday on New Year's Day with Sami. I'm a fan of Sami's. I'm not a particular fan of the whiny Sami Zayn, but I do like his character development much more than the plucky, underdog, I just like so we'll see what happens. I like it better now, but I'm kind of over what they've been doing. So I'm hard pressed to decide what I want to see out of Sami Zayn other than just going back and kicking ass because he's not that guy, right? So we'll see. Tripton says, "Oh my God, thanks for saying my name right now." When they say Tripton? So yeah, it looks like Tripton. If it's not, if it's Tripton, then I don't remember saying it right or wrong. So there you go. Let's see. What was the better Undertaker theme, American Badass or Roland? Roland. Um, um, just I feel that it fit better. It was more like they used the American Badass nickname, so it made sense to use the song by Kid Rock. But I liked him using Roland better when he was doing the biker thing. That's just my own personal thought. You're welcome, JJ. And again, thank you for contributing. We are going to have replays, as it said on the trailers, for Renegades reviews. Those will be every other Friday, beginning the week after. Um, 2 weeks after, on the 15th. I can't even freaking. I'm so tired. 3. Sorry, Aaron. Don't care anymore. I'm tired. Okay. We'll have those every other week going into 2021 with the Renegade reviews. And the weeks we don't have dads, basically, is what we're going to do the Renegade replays. So there you go. Ricky feels Sammy should turn face and join force with Kevin and face up the heel Usos. That works. I'm okay with Owens and Zayn being back together. They're a great tag team. I appreciate that, David. You'd rather watch me than Raw. I don't discourage people from watching Raw. I want people to watch Raw and have opinions on how to make the product better and let WWE know. The McMahon stood out there in that freaking ring, whatever it was 2 or 3 years ago and said, "You're in charge. We're going to give you what you want." Bullshit. You haven't done that. So do it. Make them tell them what you want to see and what you want to hear. So there you go. Joe says, "Love the old school feel of the commercials, Jeff." I appreciate that, brother. That's why I do them, because I enjoy the commercials of old too, and I like the coming attractions and feature presentation thing I found. I got dinged on the old one. I used the old one for so long because that was the one we had at Rocky Horror when I was working on cast there. So I got a kick out of that, and the fact I was like, "Oh, I found it. That's awesome!" But I got pinged on Aaron's channel, so okay, that's the end of that. Carl says, "What's more likely to happen first? CM Punk wrestling in WWE again or Owen in the Hall of Fame?" CM Punk wrestling in the WWE again. I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to be facetious. I'm dead serious. As long as Owen's widow and son have a say in Owen's inclusion in the Hall of Fame, we are going to get that. And I've said this so many times over the years, over this year in particular, since Dark Side of the Ring premiered. We, as a wrestling fandom, need to let that be. We need to let Martha be, and we need to let Oge Hart be. And we know Owen is a Hall of Fame superstar. And that needs to be enough. Let's see what we got here. Elijah says, "How do you feel about Russo saying Drew Gulak needs a character? Who are some guys or girls you need thinking the gimmick?" Wow, that's a whole show in itself. As far as Russo, Russo is right there. Gulak needs something more than he has, honestly. Psychojet Black says, "What exactly do you do for a living? You don't have to tell us if you don't want to." This is what I do. This is what I do. Starting, I think, with this coming year will be the monetization of this channel on YouTube, on my channel. So the money will start happening finally. I was making money on the Anchor for a while, but they pulled the sponsorship because it was a year in and the trial was over. Some stupid shit. So they pulled it. So whatever. But this is it. This is what I do. And I also get a little help from the local government as far as house caretaking and whatnot around here. So that's what I do. Pal, we'll be watching just the Rumble matches on Rewind this coming month. pay-per-view watch-alongs are too long, and when I do the live ones, I get really tired and really worn out. And I noticed when I was doing them with Greg, the rewatches, it was just too much for me. So the Rumbles are an hour itself, right? So those are going to be long shows. Let's see here. I believe they do have different writers for Raw and SmackDown. Big G, I'm pretty sure they do. Let's see here. Would it be a good idea for WWE to turn either the first or last hour of Raw into a pre-post show? Nope. Again, they rely on the content of the shows for ad revenue, and if people are gonna tune in, they want to have live action. They don't want pre-show nonsense or post-show nonsense. They want to see the Raw show. So, no, bad ideas. I'm not saying your idea is bad because your idea, CJ. It's a bad idea because it wouldn't work in the current climate. Let's see. Cleaver, hello, Cleaver. Just wanted to pop in and say hello. Happy New Year to everyone. Rest in peace, John. Yes, Cleaver, you are missed today, sir. I would love to hear your thoughts on the Browns from this weekend. I'm just astonished, completely flabbergasted at what happened Sunday. Yesterday. So Cleaver says, just got out on a smoke break for my family side at Christmas. After JJ said, what up? And he said, nice. I said, outside we got, yeah, it is raining like crazy here in SoCal. It has been raining off and on almost nonstop since early last night. I was up all night. For once, I told Lisa, as she asked her a question here, I'll get to you momentarily, sweetie. I finally make the effort to go to bed early, and Mother Nature says, oh my beer, dude. Hail. Freaking hail comes down. Just awful. Just awful. All right. I went out to the garage to do flood control because we have to do that because our house is all weird foundation wise. And freaking, I thought it was an air raid. And then this big lightning streak goes across. We have these windows on the outside of the garage that, amplify everything. So I literally almost peed myself trying to get the garage in shape. Holy shit. It was bonkers. So I've been up all night dealing with it. I tried so hard to sleep this afternoon, and I ended up just putting Disney music and singing my heart out and warming my voice up for today because I knew I'd be going 2 hours today. So, Lisa, surprise entrance and the returns in the Rumble. I mean, I always want to say John, but I don't think he's coming back this year, and I hate that because I love the reaction John Cena gets. I love it. It's great. But honestly, I don't know about surprises and returns because, as JJ points out, I hope we get a few in the live audience. I don't think they're really going to pull off a major thing without the audience there. Like, the Thunderdome is great. I love the experience. It's a cool deal. You and I have both been a part of it, at least, so you know. But I don't foresee them doing a huge thing without a big crowd, and it sucks. The easy prediction, as JJ's pointing out, Goldberg, he's been in the talks. He's been on the bump and talking about going after Roman. So wouldn't surprise me there. Dwayne The Rock, again, with the way his movie and filmmaking insurance goes, I don't see it happening, Jay. I want Dwayne back so bad. And it's weird for me to say that as I sit here 8 years after my vehement disagreement with him returning. But I want to see it, but I don't think it's going to happen. Trish would be great. I'd love to see Trish in a Rumble match again and do better, to go longer than she did when she came back for the first Women's Rumble. That'd be awesome. Victoria would be great. We haven't seen her in a Women's Rumble match yet. That would be awesome. Love Lisa Marie Varon and miss her greatly on WWE programming. She's awesome. Elijah, you watch New Year's NXT New Year Evil? What match you want? And I am not caught up on the product. I will definitely watch NXT this week and next week. I want to see what happens. Lisa says Naomi for Rumble as well as Goldberg, the new Fiend character, even Marie. Oh God, oh no, and Melina. I love all that. Actually, no, I don't. I like Naomi, the new Fiend character, and Melina. I could do without Goldberg ever coming back ever again. Same with Eva Marie. God, oh Lord, help me, please. No, they're not going to bring that back. It's 2020. No. Any more legends I'd like to see coming back? I like the lineup they've got now. I'm happy with it. So, John Colombo says, "What up, Jeff? How did you get to meet all the wrestlers? How did you break into the industry? Thanks." Okay, well, they all kind of go together. So I got to meet the wrestlers through doing these podcasts with Aaron and everybody else over the years in the last 18 plus years now. Didn't go to a show as far as attend an independent show or a show where I got to meet anybody after starting the work here until 2003 when we went to XPW. We met some people there, and it kind of just snowballed from there. When I started doing Talk Wrestling after the demise of XMB in 2006, we started Talk Wrestling in 2007. And I had been following a local promotion out here called either Epic Pro Wrestling or Pro Wrestling Award, depending on which minute you ask the promoter. And I had him and one of his female talents, as well as a local guy here in Santa Clarita, Roland Bo Cooper, who people have mixed feelings about. I'm a huge fan of Bo's. He's always treated my family with respect and decency. Was welcome in my house WrestleMania, him and his wife, and they treated my father with respect. So I applaud Bo for forever. I interviewed the promoter Gary Yap on Talk Wrestling, and that evolved into me going to the shows every month, which are here in Newhall. I'm not in Newhall, but the shows were in Newhall's 5 minutes away, maybe 10. And one week, Gary asked me to co-manage at ringside with him, be his like apprentice, shall we say, kind of like he was Bobby Heenan, I was Mr. Perfect as far as ringside managers. If that makes, there's no comparison to Bobby and Kurt, right? But let me just go with it, okay? Anyway, and then one month, I think it was in February of 2008, I managed our champion and his partner, who was Teddy Hart, the nephew of Bret Hart, against the Young Bucks in the tag team main event of the night. And that's really how it started. I just kind of kept managing for Gary, and then I moved on to a couple different promotions over the few years I was involved. Did some commentary back in 2005, thanks to the No DQ opportunities. I got to do one play-by-play for a show. It's terrible, sucked horribly for a lot of reasons, not all of them mine, and I'm not going to get into that because I'm not getting sued. And as far as what I'm doing now, I enjoy this. Like I thought I would enjoy being in the business, quote unquote, more, but I didn't. Like I had fun working with Gary and working with the original Legacy, Rick Ellis and Devin Sparks and Jameson Stafford and Tim Donst and Jason Strife and Gary's business partner, Anthony. I had a tremendous time with all those guys in high society. It was great. And I maintain to this day, had I not bitched so much about the bruised ribs I took from a different promoter after a run-in, that I would have stayed with the company longer and had more opportunities. And I blew that. That's my bad. So there you go. I hope that answers your question, John. If you need to know more, please, by all means, ask. Lisa says the women's is more spectacular returns than the men's, without question, Lisa. Absolutely. Speak of time for you to come in, by the way. You know, JJ says, I doubt we'd see Rock with no crowd. Everyone's predicting Rock versus Roman, but I think they'd be there Super 2022. I agree to an extent, Jay. We've talked about this on the shows. I think The Rock versus Roman is the ultimate end game to this program about Roman being the head of the table. But I can't see him stretching the whole other year. A whole other year is a long time to do this program, so I don't see it happening. But maybe we'll see. Psycho J Buck says Tessa Blanchard, X Pac, Kane, Chris Master RVD. I'm pretty sure Sean Waltman's retired. I know Kane is not going to get back in the ring for anything major because he's doing the mayor thing. Masters, I haven't heard from Masters, so maybe Tessa would be great. I love to see Tessa Blanchard involved as long as she's got a clean record of integrity from the company. And of course, I always like seeing Rob Van Dam. That's my boy. Elijah says Melina, Victoria, Alicia Fox, Carlito, and Kane. I'm okay with everybody there except Alicia Fox. JJ knows my opinion about Alicia Fox because it's his too. So there you go. CJ says a lot of old timers believe referees should not be tall. Do you agree, disagree? That's your opinion. I refereed a few times. I'm the tallest guy in the room. Referee is a thankless job. And you never know what's going to happen. So I don't really think referees should be taller than the participants, nor should managers. Dallas Page is a great example. He was taller than a lot of his guys, and he stood out unnecessarily. So I do agree with that opinion. They shouldn't be taller than the wrestlers. And maybe I'm antiquated, but that's just me. David says, what were your thoughts on Mr. Perfect turning back in 1992, turning face? I mean, do you think that was a good choice or a bad choice? Hindsight being what it is, bad choice. I was not a fan of Perfect being a baby face. I think the Mr. Perfect character by design is a cocky asshole. So him being a baby face was just weird, like very bizarre. Even turning against Bobby, it was still very weird. Let's see, I already answered that. Michael says, when do you plan on doing another interview like the one you did with Bagwell a few weeks ago? I have some feelers out there for different interviews. Probably won't be 4 hours like with Mark Bagwell because Mark and I just get going and you never know what's going to happen, right? So, but I am working on a few independent wrestling talents, as well as some other talents outside of wrestling that you've never heard of and that I want to introduce you to here on this channel. I'm working on it. So stay tuned, Mike. Stay tuned, my friend. Powell says, do you think they will ever stop the Rumble or at least stop meaning you will get a title shot at WrestleMania? No way. That's the perfect easy transition that they could have introduced. Using the Royal Rumble match as a gateway. The hell? This thing. Okay, stop. There we go. Christ. I reset the damn phone. Now it's just going nuts. It's the easiest way to get to WrestleMania is win the Rumble. It's awesome. What is the best chicken sandwich I've ever eaten? My goodness. I'm going to say a very unpopular opinion here, Psycho Jet Black. McDonald's artisan grilled chicken. Tasty. Love it. Let's see. Joe says, is there a video and documentation of these matches for your manager? Yes, I just don't know where they are online. I know Gary tagged me in one of them last year as a or maybe he posted he DM'd it at some point. They're out there. Just you have to you have to look for them. I don't know where they are. I had them all at one point. I've got DVDs here that I don't know how to upload and make happen. So I don't know. Let's see. Muhammad, how safe WWE going to do with both women's and men's Royal Rumble this coming year, especially with everything going on with COVID? It's a very good question that I don't have the answer to. I would love to see how they're going to pull that off. I'm curious myself. Thank you for asking, sir. Lisa says it shouldn't matter if the referee is short, tall, man, women, as long as they do the job. Okay, sorry. I have opinion. I have an opinion. There you go. Carl says 2021 inductees, Hall of Fame inductees. Okay, I've heard they're going to just basically skip last year and move inductees to this year. So there you go. Again, Psycho Jet Black, as far as the worst rumbles, we'll talk about those too on that dad special. Where's the graphic? Where's that damn graphic? There it is. We'll talk about that in a second. As far as we'll get into some of the worst because there are quite a few worst. There's some bad ones. Tense. Yeah. All right. Let me do a little plug here while we wait for more questions to come in. I've been plugging our good buddy Alexander the Red here on the channel at patreon.com/Alexander the Red. Easy for me to say. Her set she has up right now is a little different. I'm not gonna lie. She did a post-Christmas set based on the Krampus character, and that's her set up there right now at Patreon. It's like a 91 picture set. There are some there's some naughtier pictures that you won't see on this channel or anywhere on YouTube because movies. But definitely check them out over at patreon.com/Alexander the Red. That's our buddy, our favorite cosplaying redhead. Of course, our friend over in the United Kingdom, Laura, she always has great content, just different cosplays, different dress ups, different teases, all kinds of different things. Onlyfans.com/LauraSensFan. Check her out there. And if you like what you see from her buddy Lisa, who I'm sure wants me to change her graphic again now that she's changed her profile picture, follow her on Twitter at Angel Lisa Marie 2. That's where you can find Miss Lisa. Our boys Colin and Big G are on YouTube and on NoDQ.com/Colin. Big G is over at odq.com/BigBallerG. And let me put up his YouTube channel one more time. There you go. There it is right there. I'll leave it up for just a second so you can take a screenshot and type it in later. That works too. And that's where you can find Big G. And let's see, who else did I miss here? That's it for now. Okay, very good. Let me go ahead and take that off so you can see my charming face again. All right. There you go. Psycho J Buck says, what match or segment on pay-per-view that pissed you off so much it almost turned it off? Wow. On pay-per-view? Goodness. Damn, there's been quite a few. I'm not gonna lie. Let me come back to that. I'll think about it. All right, Lisa, I'll change the picture. Why doesn't the WWE put up all their content? It gets me so mad. Makes you keep wanting more. That's the thing. Supply and demand, John. Supply and demand, brother. They want you to keep coming back and seeing what's next. That's why. The question on the question that was asked earlier about what pissed me off so much. Lisa says anything Retribution, I walk away. Yeah, they suck. They're terrible. They're having Ali and Retribution again tonight. Oh my! And Ali and Ricochet. Crazy. I can vouch for this. I was there. When Cena faced Batista at WrestleMania 26. JJ got up and turned his back to the camera during the main event of WrestleMania. Well, it wasn't main event. Main event was Taker and Shawn. I watched him do it. Crazy. D-Ross says, my guess is Jeff Hardy versus Sting with Road. Yeah, that you know what? You're right. That's exactly right. You're absolutely correct, D-Ross. Because that was a horrible moment for the business. Just terrible. Absolutely terrible. Good call. Yep. There's your winner. Ding, 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 ding. Bullshit moment. Terrible. There you go. He nailed it. What else? Oh, okay. One thing I didn't plug on the during the commercials, that was my bad because it's on a Friday. It's going to be on a the hell day is that happening? Hang on a second, folks. We're live. I don't know my information here. Okay. So the 14th, which is so the Thursday, January 14th. In addition to the 2005 Royal Rumble match that day, later that day, we will be going live on the Cassidy Teen Studios channel and this channel, the Jeff Beecham Network anyway, for a retrospective 10 years in the making. It's our 10th anniversary. The dads not always on wrestling. Just the dads that look at us so young, so full of PMV just ready to take on the world one recording at a time. There we were, young Mr. Williams and myself, just ready to whoop that ass. JJ in his red, white, and blue TNA shirt. God bless him for that. Just a TNA fan through and through. And me in my not quite yet Stanley Cup champions Kings jersey. Although we were close. We were a year and a half out from that. Good. That was a good year. So that'll be on the 14th of January. So stay tuned for that coming up on both channels. That'll be awesome. Am I excited for Raw tonight, says Kevin. Nope. Don't really care. I'm going to watch because it's my job, but couldn't care less, honestly. Carl says, worst pay-per-view names of all time. I still cringe at bragging rights. Great Balls of Fire. Terrible year. A terrible show. Terrible logo, too. Hello. God, there's so many bad ones. Goodness sakes. What are your thoughts on Corpus Christi? Psycho Jet Black says, reputation as a terrible wrestling crowd. Do you think it's justified? I've never been to Texas. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of knowledge of that reputation, so I can't give a proper answer. There you go. This is a small thing, but do you think WWE should have the ring announcer announce the referees' names for each match like they do about UFC? No. I mean, I'm not trying to do a disservice to the referees, but they're not a real sport, and I think their presentation reflects that. They used to introduce referees all the time in the old days, like when it was presented as a legitimate contact sport. So if they wanted to, I mean, maybe. Somebody's calling me. Who's calling me? Who's calling me? Somebody is calling me on the Facebook. Hell was that? That was weird. Y'all heard that ringing, right? I'm not going crazy. Dylan? Hi, you're on speakerphone. I'm on the air, buddy. Okay, hang on 1 second, buddy. I'm on the air. Hang on a second, guys. Hang on 1 second. Sorry. The kid wants his Disney Plus password. I can't give it to him right now because I'm on the air. So I told him I'd come back. All right, let's see here. So, do you think they'll do a 10 bell for John? Probably. It wouldn't surprise. I think they should. I think they should. Ricky's cringe moment as far as turning it off was Vince interviewing. That was bad. And Melanie Pillman was really that was tough to watch. Absolutely. Would you rather delete Facebook or Twitter from existence? Says Psycho Jet Black. Neither. I mean, really. I've utilized both very much to my advantage in the last 10 years. So I say neither. I'd bring MySpace back in a more user-friendly interface like we had back in the day. I would love to have that to be. I haven't been on MySpace. I don't know what it looks like now, to be honest with you. But I enjoy my social. I enjoy having Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and nothing else. I don't need any other bullshit or LinkedIn or whatever the hell. I don't need that crap. I've got what I've got, and I'm happy. So, yeah. Anyway, David, good night, my friend. Be safe. Enjoy your sleep if you get to do it. If you're gonna watch Raw, even better. More power to you, brother. We have 2 messages now. What the hell? That's funny. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna wrap it up because I obviously need to get off the phone and get the boy his password for Disney. So let me do the plugs. One more. Do I see Keith Lee winning the Rumble? Keith Lee winning the Rumble wouldn't surprise me. I'll have predictions for the Rumble coming at the end of the month. So there you go. Paulo says, best young star in wrestling at the moment. Oh, goodness. MJF. MJF. There you go. All right. Again, don't forget tonight, immediately following Monday Night Raw on the NoDQ.com side of things over at Aaron Riff No DQ on YouTube. You can check out Aaron's full recap and review of tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. That's coming up at 11 o'clock Eastern or so, give or take a few minutes. That'll be on Aaron's side of things. And tomorrow, of course, we have Staff Boy Sports Bar. We'll have some MLB news, some NHL news. I'm not sure if Mikey knows NHL news, but we're going to give it to him. And we may have a couple of special guests come into the sports bar to do some commentary with us. So stay tuned for that coming up tomorrow night around at either 6 or 7 each. I don't remember which. Nobody's bought me Goldberg merchandise yet. Psycho Jet Black, they know better. All right. So, again, guys, I appreciate it very much. That's it. So I appreciate everybody being involved in today's show. And yeah, I mean, thank you all for this year. I mean, I'm going to talk more about it Thursday and Friday, but thank you all so very much for this entire year of tuning into Talk Wrestling and everything we've done on the channel here on NoDQ, on my channel, on Greg's channel. It's been tremendous to have you guys along for the ride. It really has. I really appreciate it very much. So tune in starting, Friday, our anniversary show here on the JPQ Network. And we'll be around for that at, again, 6 Eastern 3 Pacific. So thank you guys very, very much. It is mucho, mucho appreciated that you guys were along for the ride today. And we will see you next time right here on Talk Wrestling.